It's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day of the week for a while. And today in this video, I'm going to tell you guys my top 5 things I hated being taken away from me if they were taken away from me when I was bad. So, I hardly was ever a bad kid. I didn't do a lot of bad things. I didn't ditch school. I didn't get bad grades in school. So I was always a good kid, but I did do some things wrong on accident, but I would definitely have this punishment to teach me a lesson, and it pretty much went for me and my other siblings as well, as we would get things taken away from us that we really liked, but we would get them back if we were good. So this didn't happen all the time. We hardly were ever bad kids, but if we did do something wrong, we definitely would get stuff taken away. So I'm going to get started. And let me know if you guys hate certain things taken away. I assume it's probably either your computers or cell phones. With me, it wasn't any electronics that were taken away from me. It was just things that didn't really always have to do with electronics. So I'm going to get started. So number 1 on my list had to be TV, video games, and movies. Now this was a big problem if that got taken away from me, because back then I wasn't really into using the computer for YouTube and stuff, because we didn't have YouTube when I was a kid. This was one of my favorite things I used to do a lot. This was way before I started knitting and crocheting and stuff, and I would just constantly be watching TV and cartoons and stuff. It would just mainly be taken away if I had a wet the bed, or if I did something really bad. I remember I stuck up my middle finger in the 3rd grade, and I do have a whole video about that, and I'll link it down below if you didn't see it. And I got my TV privilege taken away for 5 days as my punishment. So this would literally drive me crazy. Even if my TV was taken away, I couldn't watch movies or watch anything on the TV unless I got it back, earned it back. Number 2 on my list had to be favorite toys / games. Now I'm sure this was a big problem for a lot of you guys when you were little, if you got your favorite toys taken away and stuff. This would literally drive me crazy, because I had certain toys that I loved playing with when I was little, and if I didn't do what I was told, or if I was rude, I would get my toys taken away and stuff. And I hated when my favorite toys were taken away, because I'd have a certain toy I'd be so obsessed with, and I would love playing with it all the time. And so if I did something wrong, I had to give my mom that favorite toy that I was obsessed with playing with, and I wouldn't get it back until I earned it back. Number 3 on my list would have to be my knitting. Now, this is one thing that literally drives me crazy, because my knitting is a big thing for me. I have a bad habit sometimes of not paying attention, and sometimes my mom thinks it's because I get so obsessed with my knitting that I don't pay attention to other things, so she tells me to put it away for the day. And it still kind of drives me crazy if I don't have it in my hands, if I'm away from it. But sometimes I have to realize I do have to get away from it, because it literally just keeps me so busy that sometimes I don't pay attention to what goes on around me, which I do have to agree with her sometimes, but sometimes this doesn't really always happen. It just depends, if I'm thinking of a pattern or something. I don't know. It's sometimes we all think it's this, but it actually, I don't know. It's just sometimes I have to put it away for the day so I can do other stuff besides it, because I get so into it that it drives people crazy when I talk about it and stuff. And I remember one morning I accidentally left my lunch at home, and I was knitting that morning, and I was waiting to leave for school, and I forgot my lunch at home, and I realized I left it on the table, and I had spent the whole morning knitting while I was waiting to leave for school. So my mom had to told me I couldn't do it in the morning because I was so into it that I forgot my lunch. And usually sometimes if I knit, I don't pay attention to a lot of things. Number 4 on my list had to be drawing. Now, this was one thing that literally I had taken away from me as well, because it's just sometimes if I wasn't thinking about things and I did them, I got my drawing taken away from me, and it would drive me crazy, because that would also keep me busy as well. Because drawing was my favorite thing to do when I was little. Number 5 on my list would have to be writing. Now, I mentioned this before in my story about how I thought I lost my computer at school, and I'll link that down below, that I remember my mom had to take my writing away because I wasn't paying attention to things around me, so we had to take that away from me because she thought it was that was causing me not to pay attention to things. And it's like has to do with like the day I thought I lost my computer. I remember I literally got my writing taken away from me because I wasn't paying attention to the stuff around me because I was so hooked into it. And sometimes that, again, like I said many times before, that is what happens to me, and I do realize that sometimes I do get hooked on something and I don't pay attention to what's around me, so I have to put it away in order to pay attention to other things besides that thing I'm doing. Okay, so those are my top 5 things I hated being taken away from me. Just so you guys know, like I've said in the video before, like these weren't always taken away from me forever. They were just taken away from me for when I was bad, but I would earn them back after learning my lesson. I hardly was ever bad, like I said before. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day of the week for all, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!